Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, no matter where you are, I would like to wish you welcome again to the third material of the history class. Today we will talking about the historical resources in the big theme of history research. So it will be our first time also talking about the history research. Uh, if you are forgot who is me, let me introduce myself first. My name is Lisan Sidki Zulfahmi. You can call me Kang Li or Pak Lisan or Kang Lisan. It's up to you, but I hope all of you decide to call me as Akang. I'm a teacher for your history class in the Phase E uh, Paket C for the 10th class at PKBM Pemuda Pelopor, Kota Sukabumi. For your information, this material will also available into language that is English and Bahasa Indonesia. So if you feel uneasy to understand the material in English version, don't worry, you can just skip this video and move to the Indonesian version. So let's start our study for today. These are the learning objectives that we have to understand. After we are learned this material, we hope that all of you will be able to describe the definition of primary historical resources and secondary historical resources. The second one, we hope that all of you will be able to differentiate between primary historical resources and secondary historical resources. And the last one, it's a little bit challenging, but I hope all of you will be able to conduct this. All of you will be able to conduct the simple historical research. So this is our first material also that will bring you to try how to be the historian and do a little bit simple historical research. Okay, firstly, I really apologize that I will send the perception or the lights from Quran. Uh, in Islamic religion, this is the very important law that Allah already told us as a human that if we receive some information, it is important for us to make the confirmation and make sure is it right or wrong information. It's already written by Allah in Quran Surah Al-Hujurat ayat 6. So this is very important for us to if we receive an information from other people or anything else, we have to confirm that is it right or wrong. So this is the most important thing also in the historical research, that if we receive an information, we have to make sure is it right or not. The information, is it can be the true information or not. Okay, let us start from the definition of the history research. In general, research in activity with the purpose of finding, making sure, and investigating, and also analyzing the phenoms or events with the scientific process. Therefore, history research means it's an activity with the purpose of finding history, making sure the history, investigating the history information, and analyzing the phenoms or historical event with the scientific process. This is the most important thing, that research is possible to conduct using the scientific process. It's impossible for the research without. Actually, it's also possible, but I think it could not be say as a scientific research if you did not using the scientific process. So there are four steps to do the history research, or actually it's research in general. The first one is you should collect the data first. You have to make sure that you have to find where's data and how they are they could be come to us. And the second one, we have to filter the data. It's really like our life, that if we receive information or if we have a friend, we have to filter which one is best for us to belong together, or any else. The third one also, we should make the connection after we filter the data. How one data and other data could be connect each other. We should make the connection. And the fourth is make a report. The most important thing from the research is make a report. Without the report, uh, it will be a big question, that why then we conduct the research if we are not make a report. Okay, everyone, there are two historical sources actually in this historical research. The first one is primary, the second one is secondary. Okay, let us start from the primary historical sources. Primary historical sources are the leading data that are possible to get from the subject and object of research. For example, like archive, artifact, fossil, or interview with historical perpetrators or witnesses. So actually, primary historical sources are the key from all of the resources. That's very important from the secondary one that we will talk about after this slide. Okay, the secondary historical resources are the supporting data that written or made after the historical events have been done. For example, like correspondence, letter, biography, and also result of the historian's research. So actually, it's really like if you already got the primary data, you can find the secondary data that will be improved and make it a lot with the knowledge or a lot of information after when we conduct the historical research. Okay, everyone. Historical sources based on their form. There are three that I will tell to you. The first one is written sources. The second one is material sources, and the third one is oral sources. For example, what is the written sources? For example, we can know it from the manuscript or books or any other information from the past. For example, like we could find the history of the when Sukabumi City Hall established and officially opened to the public from the correspondent that produced in 1934. The second one, material sources, for example, like building or any other artifact that we possible to look it at the museum. That is also the material sources. And the third one is oral sources. For example, legend and the story and the poems and any other maybe the literature information that delivered as an oral, especially in Indonesia, there are a lot of oral sources actually. If you are would like to find any other history, it usually will tell from the ancestor and legacy generation by generation through the oral. Oh my god, I just realized it's already the conclusion and I just remember this material is very easy since not really a lot of things that you have to learn. So let us know 3 points that you have to remember as the conclusion from this material. The first one, what is history research? History research is an activity with the purpose of finding, making sure, investigating, and analyzing the phenomena or events with the scientific process. We have to give an underline that the events in this material means the historical event with the scientific process. The second one, how many historical sources we can gain? There are two. That is primary historical sources and the second one, secondary historical sources. You just remember it primary, secondary. Okay, the third one, how many historical sources are based on their form? There are three written sources, material sources, and oral sources. Don't forget if you are asked what is an example for the written sources, you can answer it like manuscript, correspondent, or any other information that is written. The second one, material sources, you can get it from like a building, like an artifact that you can find it or see it in the museum. And the third one is oral sources like the legendary or any other information that legacy by our parents, by our grandparents, or any or maybe our ancestor to the oral activities. Okay, everyone, as usual, let us do some homework. But I hope you are enjoying to conduct this homework because it's a little bit challenging. But I believe you will get the new experience if you are want to conduct it better and stronger. Okay, this is the material. This is a homework entitled "Breathing the Past to the Future." Let us do the simple historical research. Find and write the history about your neighborhood in narration. Then post it in Google document. and send the link through the class commenter through the Google Classroom in this material. So the most important thing that you can use you can find the historical sources through the interview or read some books that is contain about the history of your place. For example, like I live in Salabatu village, so I could find what is the toponymy of Salabatu through the interview with a lot of people in there. Or maybe if you are live in the middle of the city, you can just read several books. For example, like Sukabumi Untold Story, The Untold Story, Kota Sukabumi Menelusuri Jejak Masa Lalu, or any other sources that you can find it in the library, especially in the public library or city library. Okay, hope you enjoy to do your homework. Okay, everyone, it's already the last slide of this material. I would like to thank you very much for all of you, cause your attention and you are still have the spirit to join our class today. And I hope all of you could be understand all of the material that I've delivered today. But let become a note that if you are don't really understand about the material, if you have any question or you just want to chit chat to know to know who are me or who am I. You can don't hesitate to contact me through the contact person that you can see in this slide, and also you can send the an email to my electronic mail address. Or maybe if we meet sometime in outside the class or in the school, don't forget, if you have any question also you can just deliver it to me and I will be happy to answer all of your question, everyone. Okay, terima kasih banyak for your attention. Hatur nuhun, sukron, bahu kubuk. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.